Welcome to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time viewing my channel, welcome. I consider you a one-hit wonder. I'm glad you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, pardon me, do you have any gray poupon? All right, today is our LP, the November LP, everything that happened in the month of November. Things I made, things I'm making, things that I want to make, etc., etc., etc. That is today's episode. As I look at my notes, it feels like I made a lot, but at the same time, it feels like November was incredibly short. So there's that. First things first, this shawl, this was my November calendar inspiration project, and it is the same granny square shawl pattern that I have been doing ever since September. This one is made out of YARNVIP Soft and Sleek DK in the color Dijon. And it's really, really soft. I don't remember what the makeup of that yarn is. I want to say it's 100% acrylic, but I tried to change things up just a little bit. I don't know that I succeeded, but there is just a little bit of a sort of a break in the granny squares with this solid area right here. I don't know if I'll do that again, if I, kind of fall back into the granny square, brainless, mindless crochet pattern. I really like this. As much as I don't like granny squares, I have found that the granny stitch, the cluster of the 3 double crochets together with a chain 1 in between is, I don't know, it's like some sort of home base for me. I don't know. Will I ever use this pattern or this stitch in like a sweater? Big parts of me say no, mainly because, and I'm going to say something that people might not like, but here it comes. If I see one more hexagon cardigan pattern, I mean, come on. They are.
A few moments later.
I'm okay. Anyway, this is my first finished object. My second finished object is this right here. I featured it, or I showed it in a video, I think. I don't know. Anyway, this right here, right here, this is a sweater for Not Heddy. I had actually started it last year. Yeah, it was in hibernation, but I picked it up at the beginning of November, and she tried on what was already in existence. She loved the color, so I said, okay, and I made the rest of it according to her, what is that word? Preferences. If it was early in the morning, I would blame that, but it is not. It's like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I don't know. It is 9:45 at night. So really, I have no excuse. All 80 of my HDs are here. Next would be my shawl not appearing in this film. All right, I'll pop in a photo here. This is my Doctor Who shawl. I used Knit Picks Static in the colorway Boulder. The first shawl was the Lamia shawl, which is Tunisian, and the way it was working up, it reminded me of the Weeping Angels. But then I went and resorted back to the granny stitch shawl pattern, and it looked more reminiscent of the early days of Doctor Who, when they were filmed in black and white. So that would be my next, or my third, technically, third finished object. Okay, next on the list is, oh, so next on the list is this hat. This hat, I have two hats. Yes, this hat right here, which I made for my daughter's boyfriend, but it was too small, but it's still a hat right here. And I used, what was it? It was YARNVIP soft and sleek DK in the colorway Cloud Control. Yeah. Then, because that hat didn't fit, I made another hat, and this is it. This hat, okay, so this is made with Craft Smart acrylic yarn, you know, from Michaels. I made it on my knitting machine. The idea was for me to make it, for him to try it on, and then for me to finish the process. Meaning, I wanted to block it so that it was like perfect, and I also wanted to put a little tag on it. Well, he put it on, fell in love with it, and it has been held hostage ever since. He wears it all the time. He loves the hat. Loves the hat. And I'm so happy that he loves this hat. I just keep thinking it needs to be blocked. I even sent him instructions, since he refused to return the item for me to finish it. I said, this is what you need to do. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's perfect. I love it, and I'm not taking it off. So, yay that he likes it. Yay that it fits, but and here's something else. If you are also a knitting machine owner, i.e. the Centro or Addy or whatever, there is a pattern in the knitting community. It's a hat pattern that people go gaga over. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum in this statement here. Okay, it is called the Musselburgh hat. Some people pronounce it Musselburgh, but I know better. So anyway, the Musselburgh hat, where you start at the top of the hat, do increases, and then you make the long piece like this, and then you do decreases on this end, to which then you shove this part of the hat inside the other part of the hat, right? So that's how it makes the hat, and it could be double-sided, you know, if you did like half of it in one color and half in the other color. Well, if you make a hat on a knitting machine, that is exactly how it's done, because you crank the hat, you know, the tube, for however long, then you cinch one end and take that end, shove it up inside of the other end, you cinch that end, you join the pieces together, and you have a double layer hat. When you put it on your head, if you fold it up like here, you've got like 4 layers on you. It's the exact same thing. So me, if I was a knitter and I wanted to make this Musselburgh hat, but I also owned a knitting machine, oh buddy, because it took, I don't know, let's say it took 45 minutes from start to finish to make that hat. And I've seen some knitters working on this Musselburgh hat for like days and days. I get it. Some people don't consider a knitting machine actual knitting. Not getting into that. I got my thoughts. It is a knitting machine. So to say that a knitting machine doesn't count as knitting would be the same as saying that a person who uses a sewing machine in order to sew clothing isn't a sewist. So I guess I did tell you my thoughts on it. Blah. Okay, that is it. So we've got this shawl, so November shawl, Doctor Who shawl, 2 hats, Emily's sweater. What am I forgetting? Oh, you mean this? this right here. If this isn't the most gorgeous cardigan you've ever seen, then you have not seen this cardigan. Miss Heddy is modeling my last November make. It was supposed to be what I worked on through the month of December, but again, all 80 of the HDs have lined up and I cranked this bad boy out in like 3 days. I love this. This is made using the Blue Mountain Farms yarn hodgepodge. I used 6 skeins. Some of the yarn, let me just tell you, and I couldn't tell this when it was in the hanks, but there's actually some sparkles in some of this yarn from Blue Mountain Fibers. So, am I saying that right? Blue Mountain Farms. I'm just going to say BMF from now on because I don't want to say the wrong name. But anyway, what was I going to say? Okay, so aside from the uniqueness of the yarn content, there's just so much beauty and love, and I threw in the blue. If you see the blue right here, the blue, all the blue, that came from a skein of yarn that I dyed using soap making colors, and it is so perfect, right? Just the blue is just, and I will show you what she looks like on the back. Heddy does not like to be turned around, so I'm going to have to turn the cardigan around. The back was made in all one piece, so look. I'm gonna look so good leaving somewhere, okay? I'm ready to storm out of a room. Look at this. So yeah, it was supposed to be what I worked on in December. So now I have to find something else to work on in December. This pattern is the Briar cardigan, Briar pocket cardigan. I think it's by Grace for the Frills. You know, my favorite crochet designer. I love this. I've made this pattern once before for my husband when he asked me to make him a cardigan. I used 100% acrylic with his, and I made it 2 pattern-ish in the length, but I had to adjust the size, and I just added some stitches. But this is made bottom up in pieces. All of the things that I said that I did not want to do, I did, because I am growing as a person, and I don't just mean my waistline. Bottom up, you do the back first, come over on one side for the front side panel, and then you attach the yarn and do this side right here, and then you do the sleeves. I did the sleeves flat, which is what the pattern recommended. I will not do that again for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being that by the time I got up to where the sweater was to attach, the body was to be, no. The sleeve was to be attached to the body. The body hole area was too big, so I had to go in and, do some surgery on that. Not a big deal, except, and I did this not knowingly, but on both sleeves, they were attached inside out.
What?
So they have a seam. Both sleeves. I am not fixing it. No. I don't think you can tell. And even if you can, keep it to yourself. So this is the glorious, glorious hazy shade of winter cardigan. That is what Not Heddy calls it. I think it's a great name. So this is it. All right, next up, whips. That's so funny. When I first started putting this list together, I had put all of the things that I was working on during the month. I put it under the whips list first, and then I just slid it over to the FOs, which this is the first time I've done it. It's almost like I've been keeping current with this list. Normally I just write everything down like right before I go to film the video. So it's kind of neat to see how everything went from here, and it's got little arrows to direct me over here to this side where it says, you know, it goes from, whoops, here we go, from the whip side to the FO side. Okay, so on my whips list currently, what do I have? Okay, I'm still working on the cardigan that I am converting from a traditional crochet pullover pattern into a Tunisian crochet cardigan. I am working on the sleeves. It is slow going. I'm hoping that will be like my December long, let's finish it in December project. I'm at that stage now where I'm kind of like, does it really need to be long sleeves? You live in Louisiana, you don't like making sleeves. I'm ready to be done with it. Not because I'm tired of it, I'm ready to put it on, but, and the idea that you got to make 2 sleeves, I swear, if I could figure out a way to make sleeves with only just doing one. Right now, I need to block the whole cardigan. I need to really see the full length of the sleeves. I think it's right. Also, I'm kind of worried about the collar. I feel like I might want to make it into a shawl collar because it's just so short. Give me your thoughts, please. This is the longest I've worked on a garment. Yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about the collar. That is a whip. Also, the, I don't have it in here either. What did I do? I knew the shawl was here. So this is my Doctor Who shawl. You know what I like most about this particular pattern? No, what I have come to appreciate is you can really see how much the size changes when you block it. Why was I struggling for the word it? I mean, it grew maybe a third. And it's so fun to watch it bloom, and it dances. I'm going to take out the stitch marker just to see how much it just grows and blooms, and it becomes it just becomes. It's so becoming. So I like watching that happen. Next up, future plans. Now, Past Jackie had this wild idea that she was going to write down "no by November" as a future plan. She was going to do this last month. Then she remembered Black Friday exists, so that idea got pushed off to the side. So then she wrote down no by December. She had the best of intentions. She said,
"This sounds like a good idea."
I will keep you updated. Another future plan. I am currently getting ready for the year-long make-along that starts January 1, which is the Hip to Be Square make-along. Y'all remember that, right? It's still a great idea. Still a good song. We might even put together a playlist so that just to keep us motivated. I don't know how many square songs exist in the world, but I know that at some point a hyperfocus will rear its head, and it's coming. I just know me. It just feels like something I would do. But in preparation, aside from gathering yarn, which once again, I don't know why past Jackie did not remember that she was going to need some yarn for the year-long make-along that's going to require lots of yarn. So she's not prepared that I'm not prepared that way, but I have started collecting square patterns, and I have put together a bundle on Ravelry. I will put the link to the squares bundle down in the description box. These squares are all 12 inches wide, which is the size that I said that we would be making, and we'll be making 2 per month. I started thinking long and hard about something. Oh, okay. So, yep, just lost my train of thought. 2 squares per month, 12 by 12 squares. There are some very beautiful square patterns, and they're not all grannies. I'm going off on it. Here it comes. Okay, not all squares, not all crochet squares are granny squares. Y'all got that? We're good? We're good. All right. It bugs me. Oh, it just...
A few moments later.
The tank top that I made for not Heddy, it was part of a test that I did. I want to remake it, but I want to remake it in a different fiber because I used this yarn. Y'all not gonna move your head? I used this yarn, Big Twist Vista, which is 56% cotton and 56% cotton, 35% acrylic, 9% polyamide. The cotton was a good choice because it was a tank top in the summer, but I thought that the acrylic and the polyamide actually would help with the stretch because cotton doesn't stretch. After blocking, it ended up being, it grew, I guess. So now the issue with this cute tank top is side boob, like crazy side boob. So I want to remake it in a different fiber. I feel like it would be good in fingering weight merino. I think that might be good if I used a sock yarn instead. That's my thinking. Or just see, because sock yarn has the nylon, and the nylon is there for strength, but there's also stretch. I don't know. I definitely want to remake it. I don't know why I'm talking about it now, but I want to remake it. Next, it's time to flip the calendar. Hey, 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 flip the calendar. Here we go. It's the last calendar inspiration for the year 2023. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. I hope it's something great. Is it great? Is it great? Tell me if it's great. Is it great? Is it great? Is it in the colors that I'm already using? Is it? What? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let's see. No. Oh, I think we got winter chicken dinner. Maybe. That concludes Flip the Calendar. Next up, stuff I got. Okay, so I have already shown you some of the things that I got through the month of November. I did participate in the Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted on Instagram in November. One person on Instagram sent me she had random yarn that she was just gifting. And so she sent me this. And oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. This is from Forbidden Fiber Co. I can't tell if, all right, it's on their Gluttony sock base. It's 80/20 superwash merino nylon. It is approximately 425 yards for 4 ounces. And I can't tell if the name of the yarn is, or the colorway is Be Woolen, or if that's like the name of the store that it was purchased from. And then there's something else that's like Smoke Jumper. I don't know. But maybe before editing, Jackie can do some, put some information here. Or she won't, whichever. But look at these colors. This is so cool. And it looks like one of the colors that I picked up when I was in Mississippi. Also on here are stitch markers. See here? 2 different dinosaurs. And the, what is this? The Triceratops. That one is wooden. And this one is like a, I guess, clay. I've never had a stitch marker like, well, like either of these actually. So I can't wait to pop those in a project. So there. Also, for the Yarns Wishes Granted, I did let people know that I would love to have any of the patterns on my Ravelry wish list to be gifted to me. So what I'm going to do is just kind of pop in some photos of the patterns that were gifted to me also. And the last of the stuff I got, a new neck light from Lumos. I gotta say, compared to the other one that I had, which I've shown you in a video before because it came with a Velcro strap and I never understood what it was for. And then I finally figured it out 2 years later. But this doesn't need Velcro. This is like, this stays wherever you want it to go, right? So while I was sitting in the car, in the dark, in the rain, crocheting, I had my little lights on. And they have 3 different settings. And let me see if you can even see this. If you press and hold the button, the light gets dimmer. Then you press it again and it gets brighter. This is so cool. So cool. And I'm not going to exaggerate. When I say cool, the other light that I had, when I would wear it, it would get hot. And I thought it was just me. But turns out it was the battery pack. Now, I have been wearing this thing, or I had worn it when I first got it. I wore it for like 6 hours straight, and it never heated up on the back. So, not needing Velcro, being able to adjust the lights to wherever you need it to go, and no heating up, feeling like you're having a hot flash. These are all winning features. So, yay to Lumos and Lumos, or Lumos, whatever. I'm sure you've probably seen these on Instagram, but let me just tell you, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I look forward to sitting in the dark now. So that was November. Again, it really felt like it flew by. Looking forward to December, to just kind of slowly work through some problems, slowly work through some projects, because I don't know, I'm hopeful that I will be able to get at least my cardigan finished. And yes, I'm already playing around with making another one of these. because, yeah. If you have enjoyed this video, please do me a favor. Click the like button, comment below, share this video, share my channel, share all the things. I do have a link to my Ko-fi account, which is where you can make monetary donations if you would like to. As a matter of fact, the monthly donations that I have been receiving this year did help go towards me helping to participate in the Yarns Wishes Granted. I was able to grant wishes to other people on Instagram, other fiber friends. So I appreciate your contributions. If I haven't said so in a while, I truly do appreciate it, because I know that this is not something that you have to do. Like, all of my purchases are coming directly out of, I'm going to say, my husband's pocketbook, really. If you would like to become a member of the GlamFam, all you have to do is click that subscribe button. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.